Hey, AfterBuzzers, welcome back for another edition of Mini Spotlight On. Today, we have a very special guest. We have an entrepreneur, TV host, and an event curator. We're talking to Miss Whitney Allen. Keep it locked right here on AfterBuzz TV.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Miss Whitney, how are you today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Welcome to AfterBuzz and welcome to Mini Spotlight On. This is the time for you to shine and for us to get to know you a little better.
Yes.
So, you are from Texas. How are you liking LA? You've been here for a little bit.
LA's cool.
LA's
a
different,
nice
right?
vibe. It's definitely different. Moves a lot faster. Still a nice pace because, everyone kind of does their own thing.
Yeah.
They're so chill and you're like, are you really working or what are you doing? But it's cool. I like it. It's a nice
I would
vibe.
say Texas has better food, though, I would assume.
The food in Texas is good.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right. So like I said, you wear a lot of hats: entrepreneur, TV talk host, event curator. What prompted your interest in all of these different industries?
Wow. Well, I would say I started off of course, everyone in junior high, they have magazine and yearbook and all that fun stuff. So I just took it as an elective, being the magazine editor, and that kind of just sparked so much. I enjoyed it. And I got to college, I was like, okay, broadcast journalism, we can go for that. And I was like, while I was doing it, I was like, I just don't want to do an entertainment the regular. I want to go off and do my own thing. So I branched out. It started with the talk show, Whitney Talks TV. Ended up, and then I started doing the events as well, the young entrepreneur events in Houston, because we just didn't have that platform for other entrepreneurs, millennials to come together, network, and create something, you know what I mean, just to have that cocktail party. And then with that being said, it just turned into one thing led to another, so.
Yeah. I love that you don't put all of your cookies in one box, because I think that's one thing that I want to say I kind of feels like old school thinking.
Right.
But I think with all of the opportunities that we have today, especially as millennials, there's so many different avenues that you can put your talents, right?
Definitely.
So let's talk a little bit about your event series, Young Entrepreneurs with Talks. Tell me how that came about and who's your target audience? What is that event all about?
Yes, I love young entrepreneurs with talks. Well, this came about. I was actually interning in New York, 2017, for a marketing company. We were always doing events, and I was like, you know what? I love this. I love putting together. I saw, behind the scenes, and it's kind of a rush and a panic, but when it's all set up and done, and you see, the outcome of everyone,
Feels good.
it feels so good.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Let me go about and make this happen in Houston. And my mom's always throwing small events and cocktail parties and stuff at our house. So I was like, I already have it in me. I know I can do it.
Yeah.
So I took one thing and led to another, and I wanted to create that platform for millennials. That's the target audience, to come together and network entrepreneurs that have something aspiring, or if they have a brand or business going on, they can come, set up their vendor table and, network with others. So June 23rd, 2017 was the launch of the Young Entrepreneurs with Talks. That was the first event in Houston. Went very well. We had a nice outcome. It was really good. And after that, I took it to New Orleans.
Oh, nice.
New Orleans was a really good turnout. It was
Yeah.
cool. It was a different vibe. You know what I mean? Different energy. And a lot of actually my college friends were able to participate because they have their brands and businesses of their own as well.
Okay.
So it was great to have everyone connect from school and outsiders. So it was really good.
Yeah.
And hopefully, we'll go around to maybe Atlanta next.
I was
and
going
bring
to
it
say, you need to come to LA.
We gotta take it around, but one city at a time. Just trying to get millennials to come together, network, and bring their brands or businesses, take it to the next level.
Yeah. And I think that an event like that is so important, because I think a lot of people think, you have to reach for the executives, reach for the people at the top, but
that's
you
what they
really need to
think.
be reaching for the people who are right there growing
with you, yo. That's what it's all about.
That's where it starts.
We really need to have each other's backs, to support one another, because you never know who that person might
Exactly.
know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or just network with. So
Exactly. It's very, very important. When you're curating events, where does your vision come from? How do you come up with a vision for what you're planning?
Well, I'm telling you, I really was inspired in New York. Just seeing the whole outcome. I remember it was a charity event we were getting ready for, and the steps to get that event preparing for it, just from like making sure the guest list was curated right, making sure we had like the right table setting and everything, just the small things. Always having fresh flower arrangements, like you know what I mean.
Yes.
We gotta have fresh flowers.
Important.
Making sure that the catering's done to a T, and you just have all your sponsorships and everything in order. So just taking my time, making sure I have everything intact, and just to the T, because you got to come with it, when you're throwing an event and you want it to be, an annual, an ongoing one. I always want, people to leave with a nice vision for my events.
And I think that vision, of course, is connected to your brand. People will never forget having a good time, good food, good music,
good networking.
What do you say to those who... I want to say there's a lot of people who look at event curators and they think, oh, party planners, and it's easy. You just put this together, put that together. What do you say to those people to let them know, like, this is hard work. This takes a lot of planning, organization.
Girl, I'm telling you, it gets real. Some nights I'm like, why did I do this? It's over. The event's over. We're canceling it. I'm like, oh, wake up the next morning. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this. Just take your time. Take your time with it. Don't feel like you have once you have a set date, go with that. And if things fall apart, something, your sponsorships back out, anything like that, finances start looking a little rough, take your time with everything. You can reset that date if you need to, but make sure when you're planning something that it's to the T.
Yeah.
You got to make sure everything's in order.
Yeah.
Don't rush it.
Yeah.
Take your time.
Agree. It's always better to kind of reset versus putting something together that's not fully put together.
Absolutely. And one more thing is always ask for a helping hand, because there's so many people willing to help. If you have you're projecting the right event and they have something going on, you never know, what they can bring to the table as well. So
yeah. You're also a founder of your own foundation, Whitney Talks Foundation. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, the Whitney Talks Foundation. So my father was diagnosed with lung cancer, and we lost him I was 12 years old. So I couldn't really do anything much at that age. But once I got, older, I was like, I need to branch out, and I need to do something with MD Anderson Cancer Center, because my father was there while he was going through his treatments, radiation, chemotherapy. So my mom was always volunteering and doing stuff. And at that age, I was still not really fully prepared for that, because that takes a lot,
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I have these events. People leave with, great network, and then, they have a good background behind it, but we still need something else for it. Like, what else can we do for the event? So the first one, June 23rd in Houston, I launched the Whitney Talks Foundation as well. So 10% of the proceeds from the event went to the foundation.
Oh, nice.
And the foundation's benefiting, lung cancer treatments, and I'm a third-party fundraiser at MD Anderson. So.
Oh, my God. That's so beautiful. Listen, she's smart. She gives back. She's beautiful. What more can you ask for?
Oh, thank you.
So, you wear a lot of different hats. Host, entrepreneur, event curator. Which hat do you like wearing the most? And the least?
The most and the least. Okay. It's so hard because I love everything. And that's another thing. I feel like sometimes I do too much. And I'm like, okay, just stick to one thing. You got to just focus on one thing at a time. But when you have so many ideas, I'm like, yo, I have to say something. I have to do something.
Yeah.
I would say the most is the events, because it's so beneficial for everyone. You know what I mean? Like, I have my brand ambassadors, and they all touch on so many bases. The ones in New Orleans was like the first event I had brand ambassadors. I had Natalie Tate of You're in Her Fat Girl. She's a food blogger in New Orleans. And Samaj of XOXO Flossy. She has her own fashion blog and online, like very known. And then there's Jordan with Boy Retro. And these were all my ambassadors, and they all pitched in so well. And it was beneficial for me and them, because we were able to help each other, grow with everything. And we throughout the event series. So when people come to the event, they have their, they're a little iffy about it, but when they leave with something beneficial. Rather, it's a new contact. They got, inspired by one of the ambassadors, or a new networking opportunity. So I would say that's my most, that's the most fun part, my favorite. And then the least, I don't really know if I have the least.
That's okay.
You know what? The least is actually when I'm doing the talk show and everything, I have to edit the videos, and I'm not a big fan.
Yes.
I'm not a big fan, so that would be my least.
Yeah. Editing definitely takes a different type of
patience.
patience.
Yeah, that takes a patience that it comes,
Yeah. All right, and then you've also been featured in a lot of different publications: Sheen Magazine, Vogue Houston, Urban Street Magazine. And I know on your talk show, you focused a lot on, you gave people shout outs.
Yes.
For in the community and stuff like that. Tell me, what of all the things that you do, and you seem like you share a very positive message, what's one important thing about you that you want millennials to know about you and your brand?
I would have to say, start now. Don't wait. You know what I mean? Don't hold yourself back. If you have an idea, go for it. Take your time, and reach high. Like, keep it going. Don't let anything hold you back or anyone hold you back. If you have something that you want to push for, keep going with it. Ask for help. Always ask for a lending hand. Keep God first, and just everything else will fall into place. If it's for you, it's meant for you. Always try. I mean, we're still young. We have definitely a lot of time to try, test out things. If it doesn't work, try again, try something else. So just keep going. If you have something passionate about, you have something inspiring, just go for it. Don't be afraid.
There's always a lesson in failure, so don't be afraid to fail.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, it's been so good talking to you. Thank you so much for visiting us here at AfterBuzz TV.
Thank you for having me.
Tell everyone where to find you, how to keep up with you on social media and all that good stuff.
Yes. All social handles, Whitney Talks. And you can also catch me on WhitneyTalks.com. We have all of the Talks events that we're curating, updated, as well as the talk show, Talks.tv. Thank you.
All right, and you guys know where to find me, your host, Ashley Allen, on all social media at Ashley Reed Allen. Make sure you follow us, AfterBuzz TV, on all social media. Give us a 5-star rating on iTunes and leave a comment. We'll shout you out. Until next time, on another edition of Mini Spotlight On, we'll see you later, AfterBuzz TV.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.